Greetings, everyone. Pranams. So we'll have these sessions from Tiruvannamalai because I'm here. I don't know how many days, but still I'm here. But one webinar we are going to do on Sunday from here. So we have been merging now Nityananda and Ramana in one way because they are not different anyways. So when I went to Kananad, all the Chidakasha teachings just revived, and the opportunity to also have a retreat there opened up. So we will be having one there. I'll give you more information about that. I don't want to confuse and mix both these retreats together. I want to keep it a little separate only. So I came here, and today was Thursday again. Luckily, it was Amma's Darshan, so I had been there. I just came from there half an hour back. We had Om Amma's Darshan also. Sophie Amma, obviously, we are all the time having in the morning also. I had her Darshan. It feels good when you even look at them. The sense of their presence only is more than enough. As I keep saying, grace is very important in this path. Today, a funny thing happened while we were having darshan of Om Amma, and that was the darshan was almost over, and people were leaving. So Amma also was retreating back. She was about to get into the room, and one localite family came, Tamilians, Otenanpod villagers. And all were in deep prayers, and some were crying, and all those things. Amma is going, and suddenly we heard a sound, a noise. Amma, somebody shouted, one man. We all looked. From the door, somebody entered, one Tamilian. And his hand was like this. Amma was going into the room. He shouted from there, Amma, wait. And he said in Tamil, wait, we are coming. They arrived late, I think. And it was a big family. There were around 7, 8 people. Ladies and gents both were there. And they were slowly coming. The ladies were coming. The man was like, hurry up, hurry up. And we are all looking. All of them, most of them were foreigners, Westerners. And the sadhu, the Amma's person, Om Swami, was there with him, with her. He also stopped for a while. And they stood at the door only. Amma doesn't know what's happening. She's always in her smile. And so this man stopped, he said, and he ran towards her. And this family is not coming. So he came and he shouted at them, come, come, you guys don't understand. He's he's fighting there actually with his wife and all that. You guys, you don't akal hi nahi hai tumko. I'm telling you, come fast, fast, fast. And then the whole scene paused for a while, and then they went and they touched her feet and all. So Om Swami allowed that to happen. Some of us were laughing actually because there was a kind of innocence in that. Some felt offended, like, what is this mannerless people. But I could see a very a simpleton's bhakti. They had come with flowers, they had come with some cooked stuff, where they had made something, something, something for her, I think. And 2, 3 bags and all that. And they're busy removing this and that. And that man is full of devotion, touching her feet and at the knees, on the knees and all that. I was looking at that. And then his wife, I think he came. She came very close to Amma and she touched her. The moment she touched her, she bounced back and she fell down. Dharam bolke. She was unconscious for 2 minutes. And then the whole family was trying to raise her up. And at the same time, some are busy with Amma. Two of them are trying to get her up and all that. After 2 minutes, I think she was little okay and she sat up and she was scratching her head. Then another 5 minutes it took her to get up and again go and slowly touch her feet and all that. It was very interesting event that happened. So I was telling Om Swami also while coming, when all the crowd went, I was stood talking. Usually we talk for 15-20 minutes. I said it would be nice if we have a conversation. We have conversations. Me and Om Swami walk sometimes behind the house, and not during these times, satsang. Otherwise, we he just calls you come, and we just have a walk and we talk about many things. So he talks about sometimes about a man. So I asked, why don't Swamiji we record what you're talking? It will be so nice for people to hear. He simply refused. He said, no, I don't want to describe anything about her. Her state it is, it's her state. So why should I again, disturb that whatever that states are? So even if I talk anything, it will be incomplete. I said I completely agree. I said maybe about your life with her and something like that. And I said that's a different thing, but I think we should not share anything about Amma because he keeps talking to me about Amma also on its own, on his own, because I don't ask him much of the things because they are more. I feel they are like little personal kind of stuff. But sometimes then he only shares. Okay, we get an idea. So I was telling about today that event, and Swamiji said there is a reason we are little skeptic when people come too close, and sometimes this keep happening when people sometimes fall down and drop down and all that. Anyways, what I was trying to say is some of them got offended. What is this? No manners just coming in. I was just telling that spirituality, simplicity. And see, he came, Mama, stop. And she stopped. She stopped. Literally everything stopped. Now we wouldn't have the daring to do that. I wouldn't have the daring to do that. We are fully full of manners, right? I mean, if we see her, we are missing that thing. We will not run and barge and all that. We are very mannerful people, including me. I wouldn't have done that. And that is what we call in the Pasha, Ashtapasha, modesty. They are too modest, too disciplined, too gentleman ladies. So in spirituality, that is a pasha, that's a bondage. All too much of formalities, too diplomatic, too logic, and too masked stuff. So these I like these kind of people. They're very simple. Villagers are always very simpletons because I've seen even in Karnataka there are many such places, saints and all are there. So I've seen there is lot of reverence when it is in villages. The saints are revered very greatly, but in very, very simple manner, not complicated. Very simple manner. They might bring something from their home, just from their home. Some cooked. They're like Sudama's love. Isn't that beautiful? I think that's the best example we can give. Sudama's love for Krishna. How simple is that? Past rice, or what do you call that? Poha, poha. So something like that. These people had brought like that, some tiffin, something cooked and this and that, and they brought for everybody also. So they gave it little prasad also everybody. So I was liking that very simple kind of love. That's simple devotion, where literally you can command your deity. Commanding the deity. Stop there. तो जैसे होता है ना एक हक जमता है. There is a they feel like a right. Like you tell your mother and father. So when you talk to your mother and father, what is there? Are there any kind of formalities? There are no formalities. You are very, very open with them. Like that. Now, what makes us tied up? What makes us too much formal are these bondages. I keep telling until we heal ourselves, we should not keep attempting higher practices. It's a very tedious process to keep attempting going very deep. There might be a pull and urge, that's good. But I'm telling you, until the basics are cleared, until the unwanted clutter is healed, you're not going anywhere. So that is the reason I keep focusing so much on these sessions and uncluttering and concept breaking, even the webinars which are there. So much of releases and purges we have done. But I've seen many of us don't focus much on that. Many of us just want to get there very quickly. There is no harm in that, but it is little tedious. You can lose hope, you can get frustrated, you can compare yourself with others and say, look, somebody else is doing good and I'm not able to do that good. Or you might fly high for some days and then you might fall flat. You must have seen that, your patterns. Some days are like fantastic, and then some days are like low. So if you find those patterns happening high and low, that means there are unwanted stuff not healed, not released. We must always turn within and make attempts consistently to release the flaws that we see in us, any kind of bindings. We are the best judge for ourselves. Nobody can tell us that. If we observe our lives, that is the path of awareness. You are observing yourself. So if you observe it clearly and you see there is a stuckness, stuckness can be any kind, helplessness, sometimes grief, sometimes mood swings, sometimes fear, sometimes despair, sometimes doubt, sometimes lack of motivation. These are all signs that there is clutter still there. Usually, when people have their lows, they try to do deep practices, and that can be frustrating because they are habituated with by only doing that one or two some deep practices. Like who am I, for example? When your mood is out, you cannot do who am I. When you're having fear or doubt or things like that, you can't do these practices because these practices need you to be completely clean. Chitta Shuddhi. Mind has to be completely clean. Then only it can be done. So I tell all these higher practices, avoid directly jumping into feeling that if I do it, I'll quickly get some success. It doesn't happen that way. We have to be very balanced. Like I told you, in shifting into awareness, we are doing two practices simultaneously all the time. One is the deep practice and one is the uncluttering. Purification work is a must. It must not stop. Self healing must not stop. How many of us do self healing? We don't do, I know. Most of us don't do anything. We listen to satsangs. That's not enough. Either your listening should be sadhana itself. If it's not happening like a sadhana every session, where you're sitting there in the sessions and purging, then you should have enough time for yourself where you are independently doing it. There is work to do. There is effort to be made to become effortless. That is what Ramana also said. Everybody tells you to become still, be still, just be, and all that. All the books are telling that. But he says it's not easy to just be still. You need to practice. So after a certain kind of practice, you will start attaining it. But what you are practicing is very important because if you do not know what to practice, simply if you say, let me do a mantra, you must know what is a mantra, mantra japa. What is the science of how it annihilates the mind? If you know the science, you will not be fanatic towards anything. You will never become an अंधभक्त. अंधभक्त वो लोग हैं जो they don't know the science of how these things work. They have not made enough efforts to find out the science of working. Like, how does grace work? How does the Guru Tattva work? If they are not aware of this, they become andhabhakt. Towards any practice, towards any philosophy, any masters, any path, any religion. Wherever it's a lucrative offer, we'll just jump there. So, what to practice also, you must know. That is what we are understanding here. What to practice? You need all those practices, hundreds of practices? No. You must be able to choose the right practice for yourself. What kind of practice you need? What kind of practice you need will come from understanding what kind of problems and what kind of stuckness you have, what kind of obstacles you have, what kind of problems, what kind of pending issues are there with you. Until you understand that, how are you going to understand what to practice? Because what to practice is what to remove, what to cleanse, what to purify. So the first step is being aware of our own flaws. If you are not aware of your flaws, then you'll end up experimenting with all the practices. That is how we go to all the paths. You'll read pathas, you'll do mantras, you'll do yantras, all kind of tantras. You'll do bhajan, you'll do seva. Because everything is prescribed, you will end up doing everything. You don't know why you're doing. You simply say that, okay, yeah, if I do everything, something might happen somewhere. And in the end, you get tired. In the end, you don't understand why, despite doing all those things, it's not working. Because who knows? You might not need it. You might not need to do everything. How many of us have realized that after a certain time? Oh yes, I did not need to do that. Just think about your past. You'll see so many practices you did. Now you think about it. Did I really want to do it? Did I really had to do it? Now you'll see it was a waste of time. Many of the practices, not all, some of the practices, it had no meaning, but you did it. Prescribed. So this happens when there is no awareness, when there is no clarity. So if you first become aware of the flaws, of the issues that we have in life, then you look for a practice, then it makes sense. Looking for a remedy without understanding what is the problem in our lives is a big scam we are doing to ourselves. Many of us do awareness practices here. We don't know why are we becoming aware. What is the benefit? Where it will lead you? Okay, I'm becoming aware. Where is it going to lead you? You might say, I'll get some peace of mind. Are you satisfied with the peace of mind? And if it is peace of mind, is it all the time, or is it only sometime, or is it when you practice, or there are ups and downs in that? You have to figure out. Or has somebody told you just be aware? You will shift from the mind. If you are not in the mind, listen carefully. If you are not in the mind and you are in awareness, the mind cannot hurt you. We all know that. Mind too much of stress. This is there, you live in awareness. So you are not looking at the mind. Bhagavan Ramana talks about this. Leave karma to itself, leave asanas to itself, you abide in the self. Doesn't he say that? But my question is, how many of us can do that? See, Ramana is talking to very ripe seekers. Like Bhagavan Nityananda is talking to ripe seekers through Chidakasha Gita. That is why you expose Chidakasha Gita, people will get offended. Nityananda never gave lectures of Chidakasha Gita ever to anybody, whoever approached him. But if you see Ramana's work, he always told the highest sadhanas only. He never talked anything worldly. Bhagavan Nityananda talked worldly. He talked according to the people's understanding. He tried to fulfill the needs of the people in the world, in the mind. But you will never see that with Ramana. You see any teachings, you pick up any book of Ramana, you will never see any worldly discussion there. How to solve your family problems, you will never find one line there. He will simply say, find out to whom is that problem appearing. Ramana talked the same language to everybody. Except in some cases, when it was too hard, like somebody came with bhajan, should I do bhajan? He said, do. Should I do japa? Should I recite the scriptures? He said, do. But he will not talk much with them. He'll not go in depth and tell them all that. He'll simply tell, do. Because he knows if you keep on doing, a time will come when you understand what he's trying to say. So he remained mauna most of the time. Ramana is only for deep seekers. And I'm telling you, the day or the moment you take interest, not by your will, from inside only it will come. The day you have attraction to Ramana's teachings or Nisargadatta Maharaj's teachings, you are in the final phases of your spiritual evolution. Because these are very high practices. And to have interest in it means there is worthiness. Otherwise, you can't even listen to this. How many of them can listen to Ramana's teachings? How many of them can listen to Nityananda Chidakasha Gita? I'm guaranteeing you, 95% plus do not know Chidakasha Gita. All the devotees of Bhagavan put together. I doubt even 95 is, if I'm saying is more. They don't know. They are not interested basically to know. Because Bhagavan Nityananda was seen to be in two types. The redeemer of worldly problems, because he performed so many miracles, healing sicknesses, curing issues, and healing issues of life, giving blessings and boons in so many different ways to people. And that's what people want. That's all the worldly stuff. So the larger facets of Nityananda only know is Chamatkari Admi, miracle man. That is why they talk train rukaya. All इसी में है उनका जिंदगी. How he healed this problem, how he healed that problem, how he granted this boon. They talk this only. Pura charitra is that. Only that. Miracles, miracles, miracles. Like you read about Sai Baba, what will you learn about Sai Baba? You'll be knowing about all the miracles that he did. All followers of Sai Baba knows every miracle that he did. They can recount it. So those who are seeking miracles are not seeking self-realization. They can never seek self-realization. Those who are interested in all that. So I am saying Nisargadatta Maharaj and Ramana never spoke these worldly things. Only the highest teaching. So if anybody is attracted to them, that means their vasanas are sadvasana. Somewhere there is a worthiness in them by which they are getting attracted to such teachings. There is a readiness. So that is the final phase. Final means not once you listen to Ramana, you are going to get mukti. It's not like that. Final phase means you are getting hold of the final practices. What are these final practices? The killing of ego, the killing of the I, false I. because that is where the whole crux lies in. Now, you see, in any of the worldly paths, nobody is interested to kill the I. Any of the glamour spirituality, you see how many people talk about moksha, mukti. They might talk about it, they might sing songs about it, but they do not know what it is. For them, mukti means mukti from problems of life. I'm telling you, all those who talk about moksha, mukti, they are actually wanting moksha and mukti from the worldly problems, obstacles, so that they become obstacle free. विघ्न सारे उनके हार लिया जाए. And now, when all the obstacles are gone, they will now move towards doing some other karmas. But they want to do, they want to exist. They don't want to kill their ego, because the doer is the ego, the I, and I is the problem. They will never understand, even if you do something temporarily and get mukti from your problems also, it will resurface sooner or other time. You might go and do some havan. You might connect with the stars and astrology and palmistry and gems and get some temporary relief. You might go to the doctors and get some medicines and get some temporary reliefs, but it will resurface again, because the problem rooming is not a big deal. What about the problem creator? Ramana and Nisarga removes the problem creator. All the other paths remove the problem. That's the difference. All the other paths are focused on removing problems. इसलिए remedy, इसी सब remedial. Advertisement ही ऐसा रहता है सब. Come. Mukti from bhaya, mukti from disease, mukti from problems. Vignaharta. By the way they follow gods only, you can come to know what are their state of consciousness. Like, for example, if they are following Ganapati, Ganesha, definitely they are not they are certainly not the crowd for mukti. Guarantee you can see that. Because the affinity to connect with Ganesha is to first get rid of a problem, because Ganesha is known for that Vignartha. And what am I saying right now? People want mukti from their problems, not mukti from the false eye. Until the false eye is there, problems will always be there. Because today problems might be removed by whatever sources, but till the ego is there, it will start creating new dramas. And that is why people remain stuck in this. They go, they get remedies from this path, that path, and after some time, they create or recreate the same problem or new problems. Because they vigna to har liya. Now what are they going to do after all their problems? Let's say 1 week, no problems. All this while there has been lot of problem all these years. And suddenly for 1 week, there is no problem. Let us say health has improved. Let us say abundance is coming. Let us say all the relationships are setting right. Let us say everything looks very optimistic. Let us say the mood is very good for 1 week. Now what will happen? Vigna to har liya. Will this ego keep quiet? It won't. Because the doer is present, the desire is present, and thus it will run for new desires. Now, because the platform is free, it may even go into more problematic situations, because everything looks free now. Look at our lives only, you'll come to know. The moment everything is free, what all we do, here also I see on the platform. They will be around, they'll feel good, okay, fine, fantastic, they'll start flying, and then they are gone. Why they are gone? Because that flying comes from there only. One little settlement ho gaya, shant ho gaya, now focus. The inner vasanas will, desire will start, and they will go and reproduce new problems. So when the problem comes, they will remember again God and Guru and deities or practices and paths again. Then they will rush back to the same. They will visit back. They will remember it. Some will have missed out because no practice. So they will again come and they want to polish it up. Now there is a different frustration. Earlier it was far better. Now I'm unable to connect faster. So there is a frustration. What to do, I don't know. And life goes on. Freedom from the I is not there. So I'm telling, listen to this carefully. We feel if we shift into awareness, which is what Ramana also suggests, you live in the self, don't be much in the mind. But I am asking you, how practical is that? We have all practiced it. Are you able to do it? Are you just able to let aside the mind and abide in the self or abide in awareness all the time? Or is it your mind is pulling you out? You're practicing, but your mind is still pulling you outside. For that only I'm telling, let us become practical and heal that mind. Why is the mind pulling again and again? Because the contents are heavy. Then simultaneously you have to work. You do deeper practice, but at the same time empty the mind. That must not be gone. Because if you take for granted that and you say, no, we are told anyways to live in awareness and everything will be fine. Yes, Ramana said that. But again, as I told you, those are for deep, good, powerful practitioners. Do not go by the teachings itself, because these are all compiled teachings of Mahatmas. Chidakasha Gita is a compilation. It is not a one stroke event. Ramana's teachings are not a one stroke event. They are compilations, and compilations come from different situations of life. He has been speaking to different people. So, all the teachings we cannot just imbibe it. We do not know to whom has Ramana told that. To whom has Nisargadatta Maharaj told that? Because they are always having conversations. And the people are noting down their teachings. But we do not know in what circumstances is Ramana talking, answering it. Sometimes it might just not be meant for us or our situation. So who knows to whom did he say, leave your karmas and leave your vasanas where it is, you abide in the self. Because I'm sure Ramana would not say this to everybody. To who could understand it, he would say. Who could understand some other way, he would give some other solutions. Like take the name of the Lord, sing the Lord's name, surrender yourself to God. Okay, fine. Because they can't understand this. Leave aside everything and abide in the self. They can't understand it. Okay, take the help of God, submit to that God, surrender to that God, bhakti, develop it. Okay, that kind of solutions might come. So one is you give direct solution, one is you give the opposite solution of what is good for them, what they can adjust with. And the third is keep quiet. Neither this will be understood, neither that will be understood. There are such people also. So there is no point telling them. Neither the higher or the lower. You simply keep quiet. That's how the Mahatmas do. If you can't relate with it, they will sit silent, they will never sit and convince anybody. I've never read or seen any Mahatma convincing anybody. Unless that person has taken responsibility, means the guru has taken responsibility of the shishya, but gurus never take responsibilities of shishyas who cannot surrender. शिष्य अपनी मनमानी कर रहे हैं. Disciples want to do whatever they want. They have a lot of choices to do. So no gurus will come close to taking responsibility. What is that taking responsibility? Means they can go beyond. What did I say? The guru might not say anything, or he might say what is convenient. You go to the guru and say this is mukti and self-realization and things like that. So they will check out, they will come to know whether you are capable of higher practices. If not, but if they see your intensity, they might say, okay, start with a mantra. Take mantra diksha. Now, if you have trust in that guru, you will take that mantra and seriously keep doing. Slowly, chitta shuddhi will happen. Now, that is because they have affinity, because you are showing some interest. But that interest is not enough. You might still have not have surrendered completely there. You might still not listen completely. You might still do whatever you want only, half. Half remedies from your own mind, half from your YouTube gurus, and half from wherever you are going. खिचड़ी है. Convenience. These are called convenience-based seekers. They choose comfortably, which is because if one place it is coming little harsh, they will look at the other side. Such people, such kind of seekers, any path, any gurus will not accept them. Accept them means ऐसा नहीं कि accept means the responsibility of training them will not be there. They won't go beyond it. So in such cases, they remain silent. If they are worthy, they might tell higher. If they are not worthy, they might tell what is suiting them. If they are not worthy of both, they will just shut up. And the other is the one who has completely submitted to that higher practice, to that one path of knowing what it is, what they are doing. The ultimatum. They know it, that's the ultimatum. They have no more confusions about it. They are not going and experimenting now, exploring, or convenient seekers are comfortably sitting and doing this and that. They are simply pressing hard on the same thing. And there is a lot of commitment and responsibility that they show towards the path. And of course, respect, humbleness is needed. घमंड तो चलता ही नहीं. आकड़ के कोई भी ऊपर नहीं है. However great we are, that is what is meant by submission, surrender. Because वो अगर if this is little more higher, it will still do its own thing only. So only in those cases the intervention is there, where that submission is totally there. There is an intervention, there is a pressure put, there is a force, there is a demand made by the gurus, you can see. Means the seeker might say something, the master will say, no way, just shut up and do that. Now, if there is a submission there and surrender there, they will understand and do it. And nobody will go and demand where there is no humility, there is no surrender. They say, "Oh, do what you want, how you want to do. Ao, jao, mela, whatever you want to do." Here there is full freedom. There is no force. Because I never take responsibility for, because I'm not a guru, first of all. But I know the guru principles. I can be one also, but I don't want to. because that's a big jamela, a new headache. And nobody can become a guru because they want. It is they choose it. And I'm glad I'm not one. But I'm telling you the principles. Then what do we do? Nothing. If you take guru, it's a tattva. Guru is the tattva. So I'm saying, for example, if Ramana teaching you are following or Nisargas, they are your gurus automatically. Submission is the same. You submit completely to that practice. Surrender, converse deeply with total humbleness towards that tattva. Same thing will happen. Physical guru, many people search because the intellect is dull. मंद बुद्धियों के लिए लगेगा ही. They say without physical guru, it's not possible. That is very true. Because everybody is not evolved to that level where they can listen to their inner voice, where they can submit to that which you can't see. It's not easy. It's not very easy. So, yes, you go and catch hold of somebody and then you submit to that. You go and fall at the feet of that guru. And then all that processes which are there in many paths. Then Guru Bhakti, you put the photo, worship it, and then you're all the time connected to it. You are invoking the Guru. All those things are fantastic. But there also, without total surrender, it will not work. My Guru had many devotees, but very less disciples. Devotees are Bhakt. And Bhakt can be anybody. They can come online, they can come in the crowd. Now, Guru is not keeping a personal check on everybody. It's a general command. General instructions are given. It is not tailor-made. Shishya means tailor-made. Specifically because they are now understanding what that person wants, what that person doesn't want, what that person's attributes are, weaknesses are. Everything is studied properly. That is why this Guru-Shishya relationship is not so easy. What we see today is all just generalized, mass instructions given. That's not the real. That's all Guru devotee stuff. We're talking about Shishyatva. In Shishyatva, Guru chooses whom they want to train or whom to take responsibility for. And they will not take that responsibility until they see a deep responsibility in the seekers, a deep humbleness in the seekers, a deep readiness. That is the first thing that a guru sees. And that is why you will see very less, even in today's world, it's very less where a guru will individually interact. Individual interaction is that. That doesn't come with these casual approaches, what we think. It's a deep, different bond altogether. Neither students are available in these days, neither gurus are available these days. That kind. So that mismatch is always there. But at the same time, these are physical what we are doing. If you can rise beyond the physical stuff and inwardly understand the Guru Tattva principles, the same submission, same surrender can happen towards the Tattva. You can submit yourself to the Tattva. Because that physical Guru also is nothing else but that Guru Tattva only. It is consciousness only. It is a divine intelligence only that is coming through another body. That's all. So if you remove the body and you can connect to that intelligence in whichever way, it will still work. In fact, it will work more powerfully. But because the mind is accustomed to taking instructions, listening, Panchindriya. We are all in the Panchindriyas. That is why we need too much of teachers. We cannot go inward. So these principles apply even in this subtle field. Humility, humility is the first, I'm telling. If your bucket is kept above the tap, your bucket will never fill. If you feel you're above the tap, in whichever way you try to do that, in your mind, thoughts, feelings, bhava, whatever, if you feel you're above the tap, water will be flowing, bucket will never fill. You got to go under the tap. For that, great level of readiness, humbleness is needed. Now, I'm not talking just to the physical, whether it's physical or subtle. The tap and bucket philosophy is the same only. Even if it is subtle, you cannot be smart than that. There has to be a surrender there. You be humble to the physical person, that's another thing. But if the physical person is not there, then you should be humble to life. You should never feel you are greater than any prani, any creature, be it man, animal, plants. You are humble to that. When you become humble to life, you will respect plant, you will respect animals, you respect reptiles, you respect any form of birds, humans, females, males, she-males, transgenders, whatever you call it. Any field of life you look at, you will have respect. Do we have respect when we see transgenders? We make mockery and fun of them. Can we treat them like we treat or we pretend to treat the women or men? Why no? Because we why we smile, why we mock? Because we feel we are superior than them. Can we feel humble towards the poor or those who cannot do anything for you? Difficult, right? That's what I'm saying. You go to a physical guru, it's very difficult to surrender to that physical guru completely. But if you say you don't have a physical guru or don't want one, then this Mahaguru is there, life. But then you have to surrender and be humble to life. Same it is, same principle. If you feel you are above the guru, you will not learn. Grace will not be available. If you feel you are above life, you will not earn from here itself. Here also. Above any creature, above any species. I'm a Brahman, I'm a this, that. One case then. So it's about you, what I'm saying. We don't talk here much about physical gurus. We are talking about the subtleness only. So reverence. Reverence to the tattva, whichever tattva you are following. If it is Arunachala tattva, then that's like God for you. If it is Ramana, then Ramana is God. Bhagavan Nityananda, so Nityananda is God. Then you will see the whole process working. Something will take care of you. Like the guru physically takes care of the physical fishes. When there is this both transaction from both sides, which is very rare, like that here also. The subtle guru tattva also takes care. But the demands are the same in both sides. This necessity is there. Wherever you're learning from, humbleness to that zone, to those platforms. Because that's the Guru Tattva only, it's nothing else. It's the Guru Tattva in so many different ways it's working. There also, if your bhava and things vary, you'll not end up, you'll end up not getting anything there. You might do a lot of things, but you'll see still you're struggling. So humility is very, very important on the path. Humility to wherever you go to learn. If you go and stand in front of a Mahatma, if you go to an ashram, if you go to a holy place, if you are in front of an avaduta, whatever, you have to be fully grounded there. You cannot be even a little more. I've seen this flaw in many of us. I take people to many places. But the reason I don't go with friends is because they don't understand this. Some who understand, I go with them, my personal friends. But the other seekers and all also, when I go, I choose very carefully whom I go with and whom I take with me or whatever. Because if the pride is there, then I prefer not to. Because sometimes there might be good status and people from all walks of life, and they behave a little bit odd. It is disrespect to that space. I've told this before, I think. I had once gone with one guy. I took this guy with me. I went there to Kanjangad, and he was on the top of the sky. His whole how changed, and he was like acting very weird, as though very meditative and doing some great tapas and something on its own. And then the Mahatmas we are meeting, and he's not interested in anything. He and his trance. Now, can you demonstrate your trance to a Mahatma who might be a million times more powerful than you? That is the height of stupidity. So I remember I had gone to Vidyanand Swami there in Guru, and we are all bowing because I go and first bow to all these people as an example, because some of us might not understand this. Whom to bow, we do not know sometimes. It's not necessary you have to bow to everybody also, because there are cooks also. In Kanjangad, I don't trust anybody other than Vidyanand Swami. There might be other monks and all, I don't care. Him I revere because I've closely understood him, seen his life, observed him. So because of that, not everybody will know whom to touch feet or something like this. So I, as a demonstration, I will do it myself first so that others understand. Now, sometimes I have to tell people take their blessings because I go and touch their feet or natmastak hota hu, then I look at some people are not, and it doesn't look good in front of them to tell blessings. They don't want anybody to fall at their feet. But imagine Mahatma is fully overflowing with love. And anybody who's like humble and pious, you fall at their feet, it will simply, grace will simply flow from them without their intention also. The bhava is that way. Now, if somebody is not bending, it's okay if you don't bend. But if I tell them go and bend, and they hear that, oh, because somebody has commanded, they are coming and bending. They might do some gesture, but it will not flow from the heart. So this guy is not even looking at. We are having some talks. I'm asking some question. I'm asking if you have any questions, you ask. And he's talking something important. Vidyanand Swamiji was talking something about Guru. This guy is gone. वो leaves देख रहा है, trees देख रहा है. as though he's a very evolved soul touching those things and all that. You might be evolved, but at least थोड़े मर्यादा के लिए. When you are going to some places, when you are going to some other people's places, you are their gula, isn't it? When you come to Ramana Ashram, can you do any nonsense? However great you are, whichever saint you are, it doesn't matter. There, you all are visitors. They all go and bow in front of the samadhi. Be your emperor or a beggar, they are all one here. So when we go somewhere, then we have to behave. Otherwise, we should not go. I always say that. Go with reverence or don't go to that place or that person. अपना घमंड लेके कहीं भी नहीं जाना चाहिए, especially towards your teachers. Then don't approach them, don't go there, stay away, leave, go some other place where you can show off. Because it will not work. There is a transaction that is needed there. This is not खोपड़ी में ज्ञान भरने वाला चीज नहीं है. It is grace. For grace, love has to be overflowing. And I am telling you, not everybody is having unconditional love. You go to an avaduta, you dance in front of them also, there still love will be coming out of them. Like I told you right now, right? Amma, stop, somebody said. She's standing there only, smiling. When they came touched her feet, she is the same, no difference. In satsang, what she's doing, that man came and shouted, no different, little also. That is unconditional love. But not everybody has the luck to be in that kind of states. Not all the teachers, not all the gurus are in unconditional love state. I at least don't have it. Openly, I tell that. Most of the gurus don't have it. Unconditional love. They might say, but they don't have it. They're very conditional. If they are not happy, that grace will stop flowing from them. That is why so much of talk in this literature about pleasing the Guru. You'll see these words everywhere. Please the Guru. If the Guru is pleased with you. And I always used to question, pleasing the Guru? अब मस्का मारना पड़ेगा क्या गुरु को? खुश करना पड़ेगा क्या? Flatter करना पड़ेगा क्या? That is why people go and flatter gurus. You see all chaplacy karna, ye karna. Why they do? Because they feel if I please the Guru and the Guru is pleased with me, he can bless me. There also it can work in that manner. Maybe the Guru is pleased and can do it. But there is something higher than the Guru also. Karturajnane prapte phalam karma kim param karma tajjana. Same thing. I might feel I am doing this karma and I will get the karma phala. So I'll go and do chaplusi. If I do chaplusi, flattery, the Guru will be pleased and I'll get the karma phala. I'll be blessed. I might think that, but not necessary. Cosmic intelligence knows. Guru and Shishya both might think if you do this way. Guru cannot do favoritism. Oh, I can favor somebody because I like it. कर्तुर अज्ञाने प्राप्ते फलम कर्म किम परम कर्म तज्जड़. It applies there also. According to cosmic intelligence, divine will only things happen. Depending on what intention we are doing these things from. So if intentions are not right, it is better not to attempt these things. It will not happen. There's something higher that scans through everything. So like Amma, very few are there. And you will not get to see them also, unconditional people. Those days there were people like Ramana and all, or Nityananda. They will just be radiating, whatever you do. But in the most cases, it will be like if they are displeased, then it doesn't work. Simply that affinity will not be there, that grace will not be there, because remember always the higher ones, whomever you go to, or the evolved beings, their sankalpas also do a great amount of work. Their prayers do a great amount of work. That is why it said grace of the Guru, grace of the Guru. Why do they say grace of the Guru is needed? Without the grace of the Guru, you cannot get self-realized. Why they say that? Do they say without the training of the Guru, it will not be get got grace? Grace comes with the sankalpa of the Guru's tattvas, or their intention, their prayers. All that matters. One should never feel, oh, I'm doing some technique and I'm floating and I've got it. Your techniques are useless. Your techniques have to have oiling. There is grace with those techniques that comes in. And that who is imparting you, they have their grace, they have their blessings, they have their intentions in that. They have their invocations in that. It comes combined with that. That is how it works. It's not the technique that does it. So whenever we go to any kind of places, this humbleness must be there. Or if we are surrendering to the higher tattvas where we have learned now, okay, physicality is not needing. Good. If you have evolved, great. But when you evolve, then you are going Purna. One Guru nahi hai. I have reason about this Guru. In the start, what it is, I need one Guru, I will submit to it. यही है सब कुछ और कुछ नहीं है. The Guru's body, this only I will worship, this only I will think, this only I will, everything is this one person only. Even if I say somebody and I see my Guru in that person, you will start seeing your Guru's chehra in that person, your Guru's energy in that person. Everywhere your Guru, same Guru, one person. That also it will keep expanding slowly. But if you feel you have gone beyond one person, then everybody becomes your Guru. You look at everybody as a learning experience. Everything, that's what we are saying. Life is a Guru. 24 tattvas Guru. Everything is your Guru. And if everything is a Guru, then the reverence also should be that way. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry that you see, you never feel superior to them. Never. Do you feel superior to your Guru? That whoever you are sitting? No, you feel inferior. That is how you are sitting at the feet, they say. So then, if we say, no, we are Guru Tattva, is this consciousness. If we are following the Avadut Gita, Guru is the self and the 24 tattvas, then we should behave also towards the 24 tattvas and to that self in the same manner. First thing is we should never feel inferior to if superior to anybody. We are not superior to anybody. आपके पास कितना भी धन दौलत हो, whatever money you have, status you have, title you have, skill you have, qualification you have, सौंदर्य है आपके पास, खूबसूरत हो, handsome हो, whatever you have, skill or the muscles you have, strength you have, good health you have, whatever you have, you must still remain humble to that life. Because whatever you have can be taken away like this. Today we have it, tomorrow. आज घमंड किस बात का? I have this, I have that. Tomorrow it might go away from you. We must understand that is how life and karma teaches us. Whatever we feel we are too proud of, that will be taken away from you. Whatever you challenge in life, tomorrow that only will become your obstacle. You say, no, I hate Muslims. Tomorrow you'll be born in a Muslim family. Next Janma. Because you're treating them as inferiors. You feel your Hinduism is very superior. Or if you're a Muslim, you feel Muslim is superior and Hindus are small, then you will be born in a Hindu family to teach you that lesson that nobody is inferior. That's how life works. Where I have a lot of money, it might be taken out of you so that you show that that life teaches you that. So the first thing is humbleness. You have everything, good. If you have it, be grateful. Secondly, share it. First, be grateful that you have it. Others don't have it. You have a privilege. The moment you see others don't have it, but the Supreme has gifted me with this, you will suddenly become humble. You'll never feel pride about it. You'll say, look, there are so many who don't have it, but I have it. I have a shelter. I have enough to eat. I have enough to wear. I don't have worries like others have. I have health. Whatever. See, look at others, how much they are suffering. You will always feel gratitude. That gratitude comes from that humbleness. I feel so humble. That humbleness attracts more grace because you have surrendered to the Mahaguru. In every aspect, every direction you look, you feel humble. You never feel prideful about anything that you have because always remember it can be taken away. If you are aware that it can be taken away, humbleness will suddenly come. I have it, that's a great deal. So thankfulness, gratefulness will come out of humility. And when you have humbleness and gratefulness out of humility, you will want to share it with others because you will start feeling others' pain. Somebody doesn't have money, you will feel the pain. You have it, they don't have it. If you are humble only, you will feel it. If you are घमंडी, you will never feel it. दूसरा नजर भी देखोगे नहीं आप उनको गरीब लोगों को क्या अलग है माई लाइफ चल रहा है ना अच्छा इट विल कम लाइक दैट देन you are not ready to take life as guru. You need some personal guru only. Then go and follow one person, whoever it is. फोटो ही सही फोटो को ही पकड़ो पूजा करो अभी आया नहीं है समय if you feel you have more of love, you have got a lot of love, you have been raised in a family full of love, and you see others are impoverished, they don't have it, they don't have support, then give them love, give them support. If you feel you have wisdom, feel grateful you have wisdom. So many people are mandabuddhi, they don't know. Then when you know, when you see, I am so blessed, I'm not like that. I don't have to go through all those issues of life, so much of confusion, so much of clarity I have, so much of wisdom I have. I'm so grateful. You give wisdom to others because you know the value of that. You know the pain when somebody doesn't have it. You know the stuckness when somebody doesn't have it. You know the sufferings that they can undergo when they don't have wisdom in life. You share it. It only will come with that humbleness. If you feel you're inferior, you will never feel like sharing anything in life. Conjuice, swarthi, selfish life it will be. Main mera. Then you need a personal guru. Because when you really surrender to a personal guru also, that person can see that flaw and they will, because they have taken responsibility now, they will spank it out. That is all this Shishya Parampara, where you go and surrender. There you see so many examples where the Guru is so harsh with disciples. बोलते हैं परीक्षा चल रहा है परीक्षा चल रहा है परीक्षा ही है they behave so harshly. Why are they behaving harshly? That only. So that they have taken responsibility now. Somebody has surrendered, they have taken responsibility. That is not easy when you say Mahaguru, life is my guru. No. वहां मनमानी चलती है Many of them choose, "Oh, I don't need a guru for this only." Many of them say, "I don't need a personal guru," because Jiddu says, "I don't need a guru." Osho pointed out very beautifully, because Jiddu hinted at Osho, saying, "What is all this Guru Shishyas about?" Both the Osho and his disciples all sitting together. And he said, "There is no teacher needed to tell you that you're already free. You are already free, right? Why do you need a teacher for that?" And Osho insisted, "You need somebody to tell you that, even to tell you that. How would you know you are not free? Nobody will know they are not free. Look at us only. Until somebody comes or something comes into our hand, and then they say, you are already," Ramana said, "you are already free. There is nothing to self realize." Then you start thinking, contemplating, yes, from this angle, it's right. I'm really free. But why am I behaving like this? Oh, I didn't know this. Things start, the bulb starts clicking in your head when you hear new things. So even to know that you don't need a guru, somebody has to tell you that. The moment somebody is telling you, you don't need a guru, who's a guru? Who will give you clarity. So what is this person giving you now? You don't need a guru. He has given a clarity that you don't need a guru. You say, yes, I don't need one. But then that person has become your guru because you listen to him. Osho pointed out that very well in Jiddu. Jiddu said, you don't need a guru. And Osho said, even to know that, somebody needs to tell you that. You need a guru to tell you that you don't need a guru. See, these are some deep things we must contemplate on. You can see we are not one-sided. Here we are exploring all the aspects. ऐसा है तो वैसे भी है. Both will be there. It is not just one-sided. Jiddu is also right. Osho is also right. We are not trying to prove who's right and who's great. Both are right in their own. What do I learn from it? Where is my gap? Where is anything missing for me? That is what I learn. Till I learn, I need both. The day I learn it, I don't need it. But I don't need anybody because of them only. Because they only came and showed that you don't need anybody. So to not need anybody also, you need somebody to tell you that, to understand it from. Do you see, it's all a inclusive nature. Life is very inclusive. There is nothing you can exclude here in life. You see. Om Purnamada Purnamidam. This only it is. Purna it is. Purna is me, I have plus, minus, positive, negative, everything has come in this. Two opposites. Osho and Jiddu also came and both are right in their own manner. They complement each other actually. That's called inclusiveness. Ravan and Ram both are needed because I am both. I am Ram and I am Ravan both times. In spirituality, remember, whenever you become more aware and when you become more deeper in spirituality, you will start seeing everything in deep awareness. I am telling you this. You take it as a tip or whatever you want because nobody will tell you this. Your religions, your paths will never tell because all the orthodox religions and paths will simply keep on telling you become good, become nice, ignore the others. I have never told you that. I have said don't ignore anything. Both are part of you. Pay attention to both. And then be in the middle path. That's another thing. No extremes of this, extremes of that, but both will be there. So as you evolve, You become more aware. Never think that you are becoming more aware of only spirituality, only God, and only purity, and only divinity. I'm becoming so. You will become aware. You will become aware of more energies, more peace. But I'm telling you, you will also become aware of the opposites. As you become deeply aware of the peace, you will also become aware of the unrest in you. Because awareness deeply feels everything in you, not one aspect of you. Your goody goody parts will tell you, you'll feel only love. I'm telling you, you'll feel lust also. The more deeply you evolve, you become aware of the love aspects in you, but you'll become even deeply aware of the lust aspect of in you. Now, if you follow the orthodox teaching, you will try to suppress that lust, ignore it, kill it, or run away from it, or fight it. Because orthodox teachings tell you, fight it. It should not be in you, isn't it? It will not. It should not be there. It should not exist in you. And thus you end up fighting or suppressing, and both will create problems. Indulgence also will create problems. Fighting also will create problems. Indulgence will create shame and suffering, heaviness, burden, and avoidance and rejections and suppressions will create an explosive nature, a built up, where it will explode in some other way, cranky ways, perversions. Both cause harm. What is to be done is another thing, but first to be aware of these things, because many of these paths only talk about goody goody. I have never seen anybody talking also on all these goody goody paths. They don't talk these, address these subjects like the Mata Pita of the typical Indian families. Where do parents talk about sex and these energies and all this? They're so shy. Orthodox families. It's a banned subject, not just sex, anything that is opposite, like death. Where people talk about death, banned subject. As you become aware of life, as you evolve, you will become aware of death also. So you become more free when you feel life, you will become more scared when you feel death also. Both will be there. As you evolve, you will see this. As you deepen your spirituality, you will see both these things rising in it. So denial is not the right approach. Inclusiveness, I'm telling. Feel everything inclusive, first of all, accept everything inclusiveness. First of all, it is a part of you. Nothing is good or bad. It is a part of you. Because that so-called good or bad is there only, life is happening, life drama is going on. You take away lust from that, you're an angel. You would have never come into earth. You wouldn't have procreated. You wouldn't have created all this wealth. What is all this? Lust only. Kama. Kama is desire. That kama only gets converted into many, many forms. So if you don't have kama lust, you cannot have a human body, you cannot do anything. And we are sitting here with human body, we have created all the material and we are hiding ourselves, pretending we don't have that. किसको उल्लू बना रहे हैं? All your evolved beings will act. All the divine teachers and masters will keep acting on that. And you will feel that they are so pure. They are having it, but they are either suppressing it or they are overlooking it, or they have learned the art of channeling it, the middle path, observing it without a reaction, and channeling it for higher prospects. Because they understand lust is just an energy. And wherever you use that energy, you add dynamism to it. You give life to it. That's the right word. You use the sexual energy to create. You use sexual energy only to become qualified, to have a career. Which energy it is? It is coming from somewhere else. Same kundalini, same energy it is. Channeling. So to know this, that's what I said. If you understand the science of life, you are free from it. If you don't understand science, you will become andhbhakta. Fanatical, you will become about everything orthodox simply. Some believer something, oh, aisa nahi, waisa nahi. Rules and regulation. So as we evolve, everything will intensify. If you see peace in you, you will start seeing even the anger in you. The hidden anger also will be shown up. So when that happens, you cannot say, no, 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 I am evolving person, I am a divine person, I am a tapasvi, I am a this yogi, that yogi. So I should have only love in me. I should have only peace in me. This shouldn't be there. That is also a part of it. You are going to become aware of that also. That is why most of the people who are evolving will see tremendous, powerful opposing energies. They will be opposing energies. And the fanatical divine person will ask, why, when I am becoming so godly, the devilish tendencies are increasing? When you are having the deepest and purest thought of evolving, of becoming free, of becoming one with God, doing everything there, why is this opposite devil also chasing me so much? Devils are all names given, different, different. Some call it demons, some call it evil, some called it opposing forces. Whatever names you give it, some call it the unconscious. Whatever you call it, it is the part of duality. Both will be there. It is all about how to channel, utilize, not about discarding. You can't discard anything. It's all inclusive. It's about how best use you make about with it. So the yogis devised a plan. That is where Grahas ashram came, to explore and channelize lust and things like that, and ascend with the help of the other to utilize it properly. It's a science by itself. It is that. The one who are able to, without it, channel it, don't feel the need. Now you can't say this is right or that. Both, everything is right. There is nothing wrong in life. Everything is right. It is only channeling of energies and directions of energies that you say Urdha or Adho, Adam and Urdu. When anything moves downwards, it moves towards ego, towards creation. When everything moves upwards, it's the destruction of ego, it moves towards oneness. When it moves downwards, it moves toward diversities. You keep on splitting. When you move upwards, it goes to oneness. You go to the one space, one self, one God. That is what we are calling God realization or self realization. You go the opposite way, you are only in diversities. You go into samsara, you will be diversified. One children, two child, three child, so many children, diversify working. Multiply, produce production. One business, two business, three business, this investment, that place, travel here, travel there, this path, that path, so many videos, see this, see that, diversity. The more you go outward, it is diversity, it will keep spreading. The more you go inward, all these will get destroyed. Diversities get destroyed and oneness happens. So it is just the channeling of energies. You cannot say outward is wrong, inward is. Outward and inward, when they come together, only we call it life. And we are right now in life, isn't it? We are experiencing life. Then how can you ignore both parts of life? Because both only makes life. Otherwise, life is not possible. You are Shiva then. When Shakti comes out, only Shiva Shakti, both happens then. It is with the support of Shiva only Shakti also performs. How can Shakti create without Shiva's light? Support is needed. How can Shiva experience life without Shakti? Both are benefiting from it. Both are having an experience. That is called Prakriti or Shrishti, creation. So creation means both will be there. Duality will be there. Both sides will be there. Ravana also will be there. That is why dramas happen. The Ramayana is enough, right? To keep life going. Divine play of consciousness. If no Ramayana, what is the play of consciousness? What is the meaning of life? Everything will come to a standstill. So evil has to come and do something. God has to come and bring it back. That's all. One force takes you up, one force takes you down. It is like life is trying to balance itself. That's why when you want to go upward, deeply spiritual, you'll see the downward pull also, as though life is trying to balance itself. Because life means balance. So you must understand these things that this is the way life is functioning. You cannot simply choose no one only. In remaining in duality, you cannot choose one. Choosing one means when you destroy this duality, when you go totally inward, for example, when one by one everything is gone, bhuta akasha, chitta akasha, everything collapses, collapses. What remains is oneness, chidakasha. That's the only state where you'll get it. But if you are not in chidakasha, if you are not in Shiva state, and you open your eyes, you are in the world. In the world, there will be two. Now, our whole attempt is to realize both the aspects. That's how we balance. We don't favor one and discard the other. Both are balanced. You're looking at everything in awareness and you're complementing those two natures. You're complementing the Ram and Ravan in you also. You see, when you see Ram and Ravan in you, the war will cease by itself. Check it out if you want. If you play the role of one, if you become a very divine person, you will find yourself always fighting with the other evil part of you. If you go towards the evil part, you will always find yourself feeling guilty and wanting to chase the divine. You'll be chasing the divine. You want to go and merge with that Shiva. Why? Because you feel you are Adhura. I'm incomplete. I'm without Shiva. I have to go and merge with Shiva. Who told you are without Shiva? You are with Shiva. You are not aware. That's what they're telling. If I am Shakti, I need light. I am the self. But when I don't know I am the self, I feel only I am the ego. My Shiva is outside. I want to go and merge with that Shiva. Do you see this? Apurna hai. Incomplete hai. That is why the struggle is there. If I feel I'm God, then I will feel this is inferior. इसको दूर रखो. And दूर जितना रखते हैं, how much ever far you keep, द्वंद रहेगा ही. You have gone to one side, divine. You have ignored the undivine part of you. When you ignore the undivine part of you, the undivine remains unhealed. Thus, you cannot make it Purna. So, the path here, what we are doing is we are becoming aware of everything as it is without judging anything. Neither encouraging, neither discouraging. Observance. The path of awareness. I'm not even telling indulgence. There is indulgence, but with awareness. One is indulgence without awareness. That is ignorance. There is indulgence with awareness. Like I've told you many times, if any wrong thoughts are coming, or wrong habit, or anything that is not appropriate, if it is happening, nobody is telling, cut it out. That is suppression. Continue doing it, but become more and more aware of it. You're smoking, you're drinking. Nobody's telling you, drop it from today. You can't drop it from today. You'll go crazy. You will get withdrawal symptoms. When I had quit smoking suddenly, my hands used to tremble. When I quit drinking, I used to feel dry, thirsty, and body gives different withdrawal symptoms, cramps in the stomach and things like that. You have to become aware of that. So when you do that in awareness, you'll see the grip of that starts loosening up because you have accepted that wholeness. And when that wholeness is accepted completely, the dependency on that will reduce, and go away. The dependency is coming because of the dvandva. I'm incomplete, I want to catch it. I'm incomplete in love, I want to chase love outside. So that chasing is coming by. Same like this habits, what I'm telling you. The chasing is that only. I want to smoke. Because I'm not feeling contented. I feel that smoking will give me contentment or drinking will give me contentment. So contentment is missing, so I'm seeing it in an object. So love is missing, I see it in a person, place, thing. So you take any one side, you will find yourself chasing the other, fighting the other. You complement both, you will start settling. So that is integration. The coming Sunday's webinar, we will be going a little more deeper on this. Coming Sunday's webinar, I was thinking on the healing in releasing part, the self-purification part, and this integration. By integration, healing, releasing, by integration. Nothing to discard, nothing to fight. It is becoming wholesome. So that we will focus on this Sunday, that I'll be doing it from here only, Tiruvannamalai only. Once that is done, a good amount of purification work is done, releasing. We'll focus on releasing also the unwanted. Find it out. Pay attention before the webinars also. Pay attention. Work on it. Tomorrow's session we will do on that. Tomorrow is Saturday, right? Friday. 2 days. 2 days we can focus on that. Finding, becoming more aware of the flaws, of the things which bother us. And then not removing it, but integrating it properly. Trying to become complete and wholesome with the opposites in us. And once that happens, then the second step of being in divine presence acts very beautifully. Without becoming empty, without healing these unresolved stuffs, you be aware of the divine presence. It will not be there for long because before you can know it, your mind will take you into the old. So that mind healing has to happen. So that we will focus in the next 2 days. So if you have any questions also, you can ask. Because I'm in Arunachala, not necessarily I'm talking only about Arunachala. This is a powerful place anyways to do processes, but the processes are the same, simple. We are following Ramana's teachings only, abiding in the self, but we are also becoming practical and seeing why we are not abiding. able to abide in the self, and we are handling those issues. We are healing, basically, integrating. We must find peace with all those unresolved and unhealed parts of ourselves. Then the higher practice becomes very easy, spontaneous. Efforts very less. Otherwise, efforts are more. You try to abide in the self, your mind will kick you out of that abidance. Again, you will try to do that. How long are you going to do that? So, what I'm saying is, instead of coming here and fighting and resisting and blocking, why don't you release all those things? Purify those things so that pull only is not there. Please understand, that's how what we talk about moksha is that only. The more and more you become empty, the more and more samadhis, the more and more peace, the more and more meditative, the more and more withdrawn, the more and more you're disconnected, more and more vairagya. Vairagya means what? You are moving more into samadhi, into the state of godliness. But that doesn't come by forcefully. It comes by integrating it, being in it, the world, still there. But you are becoming so complete with it now that dependency is no, moha is not there. Moha is what? Ignorance. I'm incomplete. I catch something to complete myself. That's called moha with the family and all that. Insecurities. Because of insecurities, only family dramas happen. Moha. So once the insecuritiness goes, wholesomeness comes in. Moha will go. Family will remain, but moha will go. And the more you are healing those aspects of you, the more you become silent and withdrawn by its own, not forcefully. You're not interested to go out and simply waste your energy. There's no motivation to keep talking. You just want to be. You're enjoying that space. So that is how you go towards completion by being in the world yet not of it. So if any questions you can ask tomorrow and the after. 2 days we have. Let's become aware. Aware of this divine presence in us. This deep awareness that makes us aware, that pulls us to our true goals, that motivates us from inside. Who is that? Which motivates us, which inspires us, which creates a longing, a craving, an urge to go deeper. Who's that? We cannot be that. That only is the God Tattva in us. So we become aware of God how? By becoming aware of this pull, this subtle, invisible force in us, the silent force in us, which acts like an inspiring force. It creates interest in us, it guides us, protects us, leads us. We pay more and more attention to this force, this light in us. When we experience this, we feel so grateful. What so many do not have, by grace, I am able to have. And when I realize this, I become simply humble. When you truly become humble, you will desire this for everybody. Then you can say, may all be blessed, may all be free, may all evolve, may it happen to everybody. The more you expand your consciousness and ask for everybody, the more that consciousness lives through you and grants it to you. What you ask for others, you get for yourself. But it should never be like a transaction. Somebody told you, you ask and you will get. So you ask because you will get, it will not work. Wrong intentions. You do it because you are realizing how blessed you are, how much guided you are. You wish for that same for others also, for the world also. That's one beautiful way to complete. Wish for the wholeness of the whole world, and you'll see your wholeness increasing. Become aware of the grace in life. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudayachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May we all be blessed. May we all evolve. May we all be free. Arunachal Shiva. See you tomorrow.